Hey, this is Crypto Neptune, and today we're going to talk about what's it going to take for PulseChain to start to see some positive price action. So we're going to look at a couple of different things that will help swing the narrative on PulseChain. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice. You only use risk capital in any crypto plays, and thank you to those who continue to support the channel. So we've seen some bleeding out on PulseChain. We're sitting at 4051683, and we are down 12.87% over the last 24 hours. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the chart. And this is kind of how we're looking. And the market cap actually is a lot higher than this. Here, let's go back 1 second. So yeah, roughly 7.2 billion is the overall market cap for PulseChain. So let's keep that in mind. Now going back over here to the chart, we're just heavily oversold, guys. So this, 2 million in sales versus 1.5 million in buys. And any crypto project, you're going to need that conviction. And if you have that conviction in PulseChain, then this could be an opportunity for you to dollar cost average in. You never want to buy the top of any project that you're in or any crypto that you're in. This is a new layer one solution. You have to remember that when it first launched over a year ago, it was, I believe, 3 zeros and 2. And those people that had been holding forever, as far as like for that sacrifice, they dumped. So it's been like some downward pressure. Now, can we get back up to that 002 mark? I believe so, and here's how it's going to happen. It's all about what would bring people over, and it was all about narrative. So number one, we definitely would have to change this momentum here, swing this momentum. 1.5 million, this would have to be flipped. So 2 million plus versus 1.5 million in sales. So it's got to be reversed. You got to have buy pressure. And let's see if people have conviction. Do we see any conviction buys? Yeah, let's go a little bit higher. Let's go like 5,000 and above. So this person, obviously, they're upset. So they just dumped 15 grand worth of PulseChain. So 292 million PulseChain, they dumped. And let's look a little bit further down. Here's some conviction buys. 14 grand bought, so 277 million bought. Another, let's see if we can get more. There we go. Yeah, 225 million bought. Let's see if we see any heavy buys. Here's a heavy buy of 27K. So there are definitely people that are saying, hey, I want a dollar cost average in at these low prices and get a huge swing up. Now, real quick, PulseChain, in order for it to, this is something I noticed. In order for PulseChain to also go on that run, remember, it's tied to Ethereum. So when we know Ethereum is going to go on a massive, massive run. I have a feeling there may be some sort of Ethereum ETF in the future, but Ethereum is a big time player and PulseChain is a fork of it. So right here on March 11th, we were over 4 grand for Ethereum. So bear with me, right? On March 11th. So same thing. When do we see the big, huge move up? The huge move up that we saw here recently with PulseChain is the same day that Ethereum hit all-time highs, which is March 11th. And we were at 3 zeros, 1 7, and almost 3 zeros and a 2 before we tapered back off. So once we go on that run with Ethereum and many anticipate it going to 10K, it's going to have some positive impact on PulseChain. It's going to move PulseChain up, as well as change the sentiment and people wanting to buy back in. And literally, that's what happened with that. And the reason, again, this was like the sacrifice and people probably sold off. That's what kind of hurt the price here in the beginning. But, I found that kind of coincidental that happened. What else is going to help PulseChain? Again, it's all about narratives. The big narrative right now on PulseChain is LUSD. These whole stablecoin narratives on PulseChain have been a big deal because you're buying these undervalued assets well below $1 and with the potential to peg to $1. LUSD, we got in roughly around 900K market cap. And shouts out to Blockhead for this call. Shouts out to, I know Moonshot Max kind of talked about it a bit. This was earlier this morning was as high as 7.3 million. It got up to 11 million at one point. This stablecoin is running hot. A lot of people are in LUSD. And again, narratives like this where you can come over here and buy undervalued stablecoins, the same with PDI, the same with USDC, USDT, all these with the potential to peg. And if the stories continue and the narratives continue and people see that gains are to be made, this is how you do it. You buy these undervalued assets on PulseChain. That's what's going to bring people over. That is the whole narrative with PulseChain. That is our narrative. Solana has their meme coins. That's their narratives. PulseChain is essentially getting all assets pegged to whatever their value is or their true value could potentially be. So right now we're sitting at 6 zeros, 4305. And yeah, 794K in buy volume versus 790K in sell volume. And this is the big thing for me that I noticed. This transaction volume over the last 24 hours is killing every asset on PulseChain. When you have that much buy pressure on any asset on PulseChain, including PulseChain itself, then you're going to see that magic happen. So buy pressure is what we're going to need. We're going to need that huge swing up from Ethereum, which will happen. Ethereum's going to pull everything up with it during the bull run. And then hot ticket items like LUSD, it's going to make it more lucrative, more attractive to be over here on PulseChain. So that's it. That's the short and sweet of it. That's what we need. And look at that volume over the 24-hour period, 1.5 million in volume. It has just been on a tear. We're up roughly now like 6x. It was 11x at one point, but we'll keep a position in LUSD because this one has the potential to get up to, do the same thing as PDI did. It's like over $100 million market cap. USDT, I think, is around $90 million market cap on PulseChain. Same for USDC. It has the potential to kind of do some of that same thing where we lose some zeros. So let's keep that in mind. But LUSD right now is the strong play. So we'll continue to look for undervalued assets on PulseChain and go from there. So for me in this video, that is it. We talked about PulseChain and what's going on and what's going to take for it to get to the next level. And we're talked about LUSD as this narrative is strong and it has just literally just been the talk of PulseChain over the last 48 hours. I want to thank everybody for listening and thanks for stopping by.